So where's the office? Back at division? In the office, baby. Going out.
What's up, Buckeye Nation? You're tuned in to the Buckeye Cast.
Sets, fires, touchdown, Garrett Wilson. Wow! In the end zone. Oh, what a catch! Jeremy Rucker, give me that! Fields to throw, steps up, delivers deep down the field. He's got a receiver. Olave, touchdown, Buckeyes!
Now here's your host, Joe Warwick.
The Ohio State Buckeyes.
What is up? We are back. We are back, baby. Yeah. So we had a little technical issue last night when we were recording the show. So Jeff and Shawn will not be giving us their full Clemson recap, review, whatever you want to call it. You'll just get me for like the first 10, 15 minutes maybe. And then suddenly they will come in, hopefully not too awkwardly. And then you'll hear the show as it was recorded with the rest of the Alabama preview game and all that. So I'll give you my impressions of the Clemson game, and we'll try and make a smooth transition into Jeff and Shawn joining the show. So apologies. As always, this is the only commercial-free Ohio State football podcast. We appreciate the ratings and the reviews, everybody. Keep them coming. Really helps other people find the show. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Facebook. Not really so much on Instagram, but definitely Twitter and Facebook. And hit the website, the supply store, thebuckeyecast.com. Find all of our new shirt designs there. We've got some more coming up. And we've always got the latest Buckeye news and notes there on the homepage as well. So anyways, quick bourbon talk. I had some awesome 18-year Johnny Walker Scotch that I got for Christmas the other day. I had a nice shot of that. That stuff is like butter, man. It's like they had... So this is made with 18 different Scotch whiskeys, and they've aged it for 18 years together. And then, I don't know, it tastes to me like they just jammed 100 sticks of butter into the fucking barrel. Because it is like buttery, smoky awesomeness. Almost as smooth as Johnny Walker Blue, if anybody's had that. But definitely more buttery and smoky. So, recommend that one. That's a quick bourbon talk discussion for today. We got a quick recruiting update. Last Saturday, the Buckeyes signed another 5-star for the class of 2022, Jaheim Singletary out of Jacksonville, Florida. He's 6'1", 170, continuing the Jacksonville DB to OSU tradition and pipeline. So good to have him in the fold. He was down to, I think, Florida and Clemson, and nice to pull him out of the Jacksonville area where he's so close to Gainesville. So that's a huge get. Anytime you can get a 5-star corner, we need them. You know, you need a few in every class, seemingly. What else? Justin Fields wins the Silver Football Award, given to the best player in the Big Ten. Last year it was Chase Young. The year before, I believe it was Dwayne Haskins. So Buckeyes got a nice little run going. Now let's get into the Sugar Bowl versus Clemson. 49-28. This is the best game I've seen the Buckeyes play in freaking, I want to say, years almost. I mean, they played a real complete game last year. They just came up on the short end with the bullshit calls that didn't go our way. Well, this was the flip of that. This was the other side of the coin where we played hard as a team in every phase, and the calls did go our way, if there was any question. I think the calls were pretty clear. The targeting was obvious. You like or dislike the rule, I don't give a shit. It was to the letter of the rule. And that Skalski guy, their fucking linebacker, I'm not a big fan. He's not a first-time offender either. So I like. To me, he's on the edge of being a dirty player, right on that fucking line. So, anyways, not sad to see him go. But like I said, this was one of the best games I've seen the Buckeyes play in a long time. A complete game, top to bottom. Not a game where one or two guys really stood out, but fuck, you could name off half the damn team, at least, of guys that went off and had themselves a good day. You know, Fields, obviously, probably the best a quarterback has ever shown at Ohio State, I want to say. I mean, at least in the last 20, 30 years, I haven't seen a better game, a more gutsy performance where the dude gets racked in the ribs. I don't know, man. He was hurting. I don't know how many shots he took in that game, but man, at least they worked. Trey Sermon, this guy burst on the scene this 2 weeks ago and comes out of nowhere, blowing dudes up. He runs. I went through. I was making notes probably the fifth time I watched the game, and I was making bullet points by each player. I'm like, most of the guys, I kept saying the words aggressive. The word aggressive kept replaying for each guy. Like, linebackers were tackling aggressive, bear hugging guys and slamming them to the ground. Trey Sermon running aggressive, hard, relentless, would not go down, wouldn't be denied. He tries kung fu kicking guys in the face. He fucking grabs one dude by the face mask and tries to yank his head off. I don't have a problem with it. I'd rather be a hard ass than a pussy that's going down. Who else? Like I mentioned, the linebackers, Tyreek, Smith, and Coop. Those guys had themselves a fucking day. Relentless, aggressive, all day long. Really got to tee off in that second half. So yeah, like I said, O-line, shit. You talk about aggressive. How about Paris Johnson burying dudes in the few plays that he got in? The O-line was just blowing these guys off the ball. This was a fucking hard-hitting, smash-mouth O-line and a ball game. Even with the deep balls, that O-line dominated, man. But what else we got? That second quarter where the Buckeyes score 21 points. They go up 21-0 in that quarter alone, and I'm like, wow. By the halftime, you're like, holy shit, this is getting ugly. This could be a blowout. It almost was. I mean, the final score was not an indication of how much of a blowout that was, I feel. I mean, on the scoreboard, they only lost by 3 touchdowns. It felt like 5, just watching the game. And how about Brent Venables, notorious, noted sign stealer, maybe not such a great defensive coordinator, huh? When you can't steal signs and the Buckeyes are using huddles, quick snaps, quick counts, changing tempo. Kind of hard to steal signs and get your defense ready. Half the time those guys are just standing around. So love the way Ryan Day and Kevin Wilson, the coaching staff, got the Buckeye offense ready to kind of squash any sign stealing that could have happened. So that was awesome. I'm just kind of scatterbraining all over the place, I know, but so many things come to mind. I mean, I made 2 pages of notes. Sticking with the offense, the third down conversions, the check downs to Sermon were huge. He converted a few third and longs that really kept drives alive. I'm thinking of the one in the third quarter where he just refused to go down on like a 3rd and 9. It was right after the kickoff fuck up by DeMario where it checked it like the 3 and bounced back, and Sermon covered it at like our own 9, and we got stuck in like a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, and Fields threw a little swing pass to Sermon, and he ends up getting the first down, getting us out of, deep in our own territory, and then we go on and end up scoring a touchdown. I believe Olave got that bomb on that drive. That was awesome. I loved it. What else on offense? Tight ends. Jesus. I don't know if Luke Farrell knows I don't think he still knows he caught that ball in the end zone. That fucker was on him, and he's just like, what? Oh, it's a touchdown. Right through the fucking DB's arms. Who else? Rucker with a huge day. It was obvious that the Buckeye coaching staff saw some openings for the tight ends, and they took full advantage. And again, the vaunted Brent Venables had no answer, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, O-line dominant, blowing Clemson's D-line off the ball all day. I love that Olave got his redemption, got his rematch, which you never know if you're ever going to get that shot again, especially 2 years in a row with the same team. You can't assume that. But it's so awesome that he got that fucking redemption. That was well deserved, and all the hard work for him just paid off, and for the entire team really. Yeah. So awesome game defensively. What can I'd say? Pass D. Wade got hung out to dry a couple times, bailing out, giving too much room. He fell down on the one touchdown. So that was frustrating. Hopefully he doesn't cost himself too much money by that showing. We'll see. And Sevyn Banks and Marcus Williamson having themselves a good day. Banks had the pick to seal the deal at the end of the game. And Marcus Williamson played really well in more of a nickel role. So yeah, really happy with him. And the run D, can't talk enough about Togiai and Haskell Garrett up the middle, getting push, getting pressure on Lawrence, Werner, and coming up the gut on some blitzes, really threw Trevor Lawrence off, and it caused a couple fumbles there. That were obvious. I'm not sure you needed a replay to show you that was not control, but and Hilliard having himself another day. I don't know how you keep this guy. I don't know how you take him off the field. Shit, Hilliard's making all the plays, and tough Borland. They played 3 linebackers pretty much the entire game, or the bulk of it anyway, and linebackers got it done. Really happy with their performance. So. Again, refs did not screw us, so maybe had a couple dicey penalties on the last drive where Clemson scored. I think they had 2 15-yarders that allowed Clemson to put up another touchdown late in the fourth, but that was it. Yeah, really happy with the game overall, and we got to get up again. So. We're now going to awkwardly transition into Jeff and Shawn. I think we were talking about the third quarter and some receivers. I don't know. Here it is. So Jeff and Shawn joining me. You'll hear a little difference in the audio, but then we transition into the national championship game coming up on Monday. So appreciate you all, and let's do it.
Hey, you know what though? The fucking Wade, some of his struggles. That dude that he was discarding was number 17. What's his name? Not Crowell.
Guy.
Whatever that dude is. You know the dude I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, their guy.
Dude, if you noticed, he pushed off every time he caught the ball. Yeah. He went at Wade's throat one time. I'm just saying, now you can fight through it. Don't let him push off like that. But that dude got separation all the time, but he shoved off. Like he's a big dude. He just came in, bodied you.
I think Wade plays a little bit off too, though. It's like he gives a little bit more cushion than he should. This isn't fucking Rutgers, bro.
Is that scheme?
Man. He was bailing. Yeah, I think that
he was bailing.
I
thought he was too. And now, yeah, but I don't know if that was scheme as far as, we want you to snap at 10 yards, line up at 7, 1, 2, 10 to 11 on snap.
There for a minute, it was like they're going after fucking Wade. They're like fucking weak linked Wade.
They were
with the big dude. I can't remember his fucking name. Anyways,
Cornell Powell.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. But yeah, they thought they could go after him. He's a big body dude
Wade with the pipe wrench.
Yeah, right to the throat. But when you look at Alabama, they don't have that big body guy that's athletic that's gonna go up and make plays over top of you. On Devontae Smith.
I'm sure Alabama's receivers and this Waddle might come back. Oh my gosh.
No, the receivers. I'm not downplaying the receivers at all. The receivers are great. I just don't. They're not that body type that's going to play that type of, come in, body you, push off, and then jump ball over to you. They don't play like those type of receivers. So just more of the double moves and the deep routes, where Shawn Wade I think can use his closing speed more, and he's not outmatched size wise with those guys. He's not gonna be covering a receiver that's bigger than him.
Yeah, before we get into the Bama game, I just wanted to touch on one more item on this game. Third quarter, so it started off well. Buckeyes drive down, get in the red zone. Fields throws that pick in the end zone on the tip ball. Not sure that would have been completed either way. Maybe it would have gone out of the back of the end zone. Who knows? But Clemson gets the stop, gets the ball back. No points scored for the Buckeyes. They go down, score a TD, and then they have the kickoff issue with DeMario. And it's like they get a little check on the kickoff at the 3, bounces backwards, and Buckeyes Sermon's there to cover it at the 9. I thought this quarter was a big deal.
See, I don't even understand, and I saw them, and I don't think they understand. They always change these kickoff rules and stuff. I thought if you call for a fair catch or whatever, you can't just let it go if it's inside there. But if it bounces, I don't get the rule. I don't know what the rules are, and I think that they quite don't either. And then they're like, oh, fuck, jump on it.
I think you are right.
It has to go in the end zone, even if they call fair catch. If it goes into the end zone, it's touchback. They don't even have to catch it.
I thought they could be on the 5. No, they can be on the 5 and wave their arm for fair catch, and they get
right. Yeah, but he didn't do that. He let it bounce. He thought it was going in the end zone, and it checked backwards.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the issue. You
played it more like a punt.
You should have just caught it. Fair catch sign, catch it.
Right.
Buckeyes at the 25. Instead, we're at the 9. Sermon luckily was there to cover it up. But this third quarter is my point. We're at the 9. We get out of the we convert a 3rd and 10 on a dump off to Sermon. Huge play.
Yep.
Again,
huge play.
He converts another 3rd and 1.
That was all on Sermon. That was the man.
Second effort.
Yeah. And we saw that multiple times in key plays, obviously in 3rd and long. Then I think we're at like the 30, our own 30. I look out and I see on offense Mayan Williams, Jackson Smith and Jigba, and Julian Fleming on the field. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is the third quarter. They got momentum. We got 3 freshmen on the goddamn field.
See, I didn't notice that. What I noticed was over on the sideline was Trey Sermon, Garrett Wilson.
There you go.
And Olave, and I'm like, well, who the fuck's in there?
Right. I just named them.
I know. But that's how I noticed it. It was like,
and the fucking meatball is punishing dudes.
Oh,
with some shape.
He looked great. Man.
I was
happy
to see it.
He's
Problem. People are gonna hate him in a minute.
Oh my God,
I actually was happy to see Njigma in Fleming out there. Like they've obviously that just told me instantly like they earned that playing time. They earned to get out there on that field. That wasn't like a gift. You've got to make the freshman happy.
right, and a key drive
To put them in in that spot. They earned it. So that's
and handing the ball
I
to
felt
Ryan
good
Williams 3 times. Whoa. And he converts. Would he go for like 20?
He trucked that dude.
Oh, that was at Nolan Turner, 24.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Haircut.
Fresh into the game. Game.
Hey,
I'm finishing a run.
Coming like your buddy's a torpedo and to break your fucking neck on that Ryan Williams.
Exactly. Yeah. So I thought that drive, that quarter, I mean, we ended up throwing a bomb to Olave a few plays later. I thought that drive and that kind of, they had the momentum swing going for Clemson right out of the half then, but then they dropped a bomb and forget it.
Kind of boop.
Yeah.
Enough of that, boys. I mean, to me, this was, it's not the ultimate goal, but this is where it needed to be. This is exactly what I wanted. It was basically exactly what I wanted. I wanted Clemson in this round, and then I want to beat Bama. I mean, let's
talk about
2021.
Yeah, is there a tougher path to the national championship ever?
No. I mean, the way everybody talks about it's there's Alabama and Clemson, and then everyone else, and then everyone in Ohio State country says, well, there's Ohio State, Clemson, and Bama, and there's everyone else.
Right.
Well,
you're going
say that down there because up here in Michigan they do say that too. I'm like, you're just saying that because Ohio State is as good or better than Clemson. Bama, okay. If you want to put Bama, you want to say, oh, the best college football team. Okay, it is Bama. But you know what? We're 1B, man. Ohio State or Bama, Ohio State. That's in my.
Well, we had to get past Clemson. We couldn't continue to lose to them, because it was starting to build a pattern. 13, twice, 3 times now. It was in the past decade where we've, fell short or got beat up in 16. We had to get past Clemson.
Yeah, they still got the series lead on us. I mean, that's our first win out of 4 or 5, whatever the fuck it is.
But we got that win over Bama in 14, which we needed to have that to kind of validate ourselves, validate us as a program. Yeah, we needed to beat Bama then. But we needed to get past Clemson to be considered. Now Clemson can say, well, it's not just us and Bama. Those motherfuckers just scored 7 touchdowns on us and lit us up and beat us up at the same time. It's not like we just, threw for 800 yards and it was just high flying,
Again, that final score was not an indication of the game.
Oh, sure. And Clemson probably feels that too. And, and they're probably going to go into next year and they're going to have 49-28 all over their fucking gym. Rightfully so. Yeah. Because they got beat up.
Yeah. Let's get into this national championship game with Bama coming up Monday in Miami. 8 p.m. ESPN. South Beach.
It'd be like Miami Gardens more, where the actual stadium is. And there's not going to be any South Beach activity this year, which... non-COVID, bro. Non-COVID. Well, you know what I mean, Joe. There's not going to be the same Ohio State faction of people because nobody's going to the game. There's not going to be 50,000 Buckeye fans show up in South Beach. No. Not this year, which sucks because this year would have been a cool ass year to drive down there. Yeah. For a couple nights, but
yeah. So nobody thinks we have a chance again. That's fine. I like it. The ESPN FPI matchup predictor has Bama winning at a 62% chance. Good for me. I'm fine with that. Whatever matchup predictor you want to bust out, I'm sure it's going to come up with Bama as the winner.
Well, of course it does. Of course, though, we made 7 of their fucking 22 first-team All-Americans. Which,
Right.
Come on. Really? I mean, are we really looking at everyone in the country if you're taking 7 people off one team? Now, I understand that the recruiting and all that stuff could have very easily you could correlate it, but Bama's good. Bama's good, but this isn't the best Bama team we've ever seen. I'm not saying we beat the best one at 14 either, but I think I've seen better Alabama teams.
Sure, and same as last year, we saw a better Clemson team. We were a better team.
Exactly. Yeah, us and Clemson were both better last year. Yes, I agree.
So
and Bama's actually better this year. I agree. Bama to me is without a doubt the best team in college football, but we can beat them.
Yeah.
Yes, I 100% agree.
We will beat them. We're gonna will ourselves to beat them.
Put it out there.
Our team needs to feel that. I think that the confidence they got from that Clemson game. I don't know, man. But you never know. It's 18 to 22-year-olds. You don't think there could possibly be a letdown for a national title.
Right.
But you think it just breeds confidence. I'd like to hope that it just instills some confidence in people like Jamison Williams and our offensive line. Like, they said we were outmatched with this D line. Give me fucking Bama's. You said Clemson was the best. Now you say Bama's the best. Well, let's play them too. Right. Hopefully, that's the kind of attitude that is generating. And I'd like to think if I know this program the way we all think we've seen, we think they definitely want this to prove this.
Yeah.
So they definitely can. They're talented enough.
We got some COVID rumors running with the Buckeyes. This was leaked by the Alabama Athletic Department and was picked up by AL.com. So rumor is that there's a position group on the Buckeyes that is being decimated with positives. And there is an option to delay the game a week.
I saw that.
And the CFP Management Committee does have some kind of guidelines where you need to have a minimum of, I think it was 7 O linemen and 4 D linemen and 1 quarterback.
Yeah, 53
to play.
53 total.
This is never
53 total dressed.
And 53 total. You can play if you're under the 53, but this was never officially released. This is just from Pat Forty's Twitter account, and not an official release by the CFP committee. So I don't know how much concrete this thing holds, but let's take it as fact.
I would think that he wouldn't just arbitrarily start picking numbers to just tweet out. Pat Forty's he's dialed in. He's been
there a long time. Yeah, he's been in bed with them.
That's not something you just say. I think the CFP says 4 and 7.
I'm not a fan of his opinions, especially because he was kind of a Corona bro early on. Not a huge fan of him, but
he's a whatever gets me takes. He's a whatever gets me clicks type guy. Sure.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't want to retire
yet. Right, but yeah, I agree with you. The validity of his tweet. They didn't come out immediately and debunk it or say, this is the actual guidelines. According, disregard what you may have heard.
Ohio State reporters have been in communication with Gene Smith directly, and the game is still on. They have had communications with Alabama's athletic department because they're trying to stay on the same page and keep each other abreast as to what's going on. Because you don't want to have a team travel to Miami a week before the game, because the game suddenly gets pushed back or something. So anyway, I think we got the momentum. I realize that this game is 10 days after the Clemson game, but I think we're peaking and we have all the momentum in the world. Speaking especially about our O-line, D-line, and our running game, and even Fields for that matter. Fields definitely needs the healing time, but I think we got the momentum going, and I would hate to push this back another week.
I would, I would think that with Fields, I'd love to see it get pushed back 7 days, if you don't mind. I just from that hit, I can't think that everything is okay and gonna be quite well. I mean, I'm surprised his spleen isn't, laying in his fucking prostate. I mean,
Right.
that was a hit, and you got all the rumors out there. It's because and I don't know. I'd take an extra week, but no, you got to play it at some time. So you know what? If Fields can't go, then the next man up. And like Cardale tweeted, we did it before. So this team's hungry. This team's nasty. I feel we need Justin Fields to win, but you know what? Even if we don't have Justin Fields, I still want to play him. Let's fucking play.
Yeah.
Then beat us.
Yeah.
Then beat us.
Yeah. Yeah. Like we wanted a year ago. Give us a shot at the title. Even when they canceled the season and then restarted it, we want a shot. Put us in the game. Let us get to the game, and I like my guys' chances. And back then we were hearing some of these Buckeye fans, who are afraid. It might be a minority, but I've seen them out there, and they're afraid of losing a game. A title game.
I love it. I want the big games. I want Bama. I want Clemson.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not in the game, then your team's not good. If you're not getting a crack at the title.
I mean, I would have hated to see Clemson get knocked out and not play them. That's what I wanted the whole season.
Oh, for sure. Regardless if it would have ended up being the goddamn Cotton Bowl and neither one of us made it, I still wanted to play Clemson in the Cotton Bowl. You know what I mean? I wanted our season to go through them. We just had to.
If neither one of us made the playoff, Ohio State Clemson Cotton Bowl would be maybe the highest rated game outside the national championship.
Oh God, yeah.
Probably the biggest goddamn Cotton Bowl this Cowboy Stadium's ever seen. Jerry Jones was fucking Scrooge McDuck in them coins, fucking backstroking. Like, God damn.
Right. So let's talk about some positives, some negatives, some weaknesses. I got some defensive weaknesses for Bama. From what I'm seeing, their linebackers are not great in coverage, and one of their safeties, Wright, he's not great in coverage, and this is not your usual Bama pass rush where they've got a dominant D line and edge rushers. So I think the Buckeye passing game might thrive in this matchup.
I think all of it might. I think, like you said, I think it's with their D line. I think it's probably a better D line than most, but this isn't one of those Alabama D lines where like all four guys are like first rounders and they're just mauling your guys. I think we got an advantage on the lines, and whenever you got an advantage there, I think we're going to have success. Depending on the blitzes and whatnot, you keep Justin Fields kind of happy. We'll see with the ribs. But Trey Sermon ought to go off some more too. And I think Trey Sermon's probably got, he's going to look over there and be like, oh, Najee Harris the best running back in the country? Well, last couple of weeks, I'll make the case for myself,
Right.
And I believe we'll have, from everything I've heard, we will have Master Teague back. Barring any new,
I think so. Not sure he gets a lot of carries.
Well, I mean, but he's going to be him and Mayan Williams. He's going to be a nice change of pace, though. If you just can get in the third quarter and just run Teague for 2 series,
right?
If the game permits it, But
if you get them loosened up.
One thing I didn't understand, I looked at the inactive list and you saw all the players we were out. Mm-hmm. A lot of those guys, almost most of them, the guys that were starters or contributors, they were all on the sideline with their jersey on, no pads, of course, but they were all there. So that tells me it wasn't. That tells me it wasn't COVID.
Not Zach Harrison.
Okay. I saw Teague. I remember seeing Teague, and I remember seeing Friday.
It was a concussion issue. Friday. Okay. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Ronnie Hickman has an injury. I don't think that's a COVID issue.
Okay.
And Lathan Ransom, forgot to mention him. Jesus Christ. Jump on the field, kid.
Easy.
Wow. I was impressed with him.
I'd like to see him get a little bigger. He looks
He's a
real
freshman.
small to me.
He looks like a true freshman, man. Yeah, I'm pumped about his future. So, as far as the Bama game goes, our pass defense is going to be key, obviously, not just against Devontae Smith. And if Waddle plays, then I don't think he's going to be near 100%. But
no way.
There's no way he plays 4 quarters anyway.
He snapped his fucking ankle this year.
I know.
I mean,
he's gonna come back. And
this season, whatever. But
4 months ago.
you're not. Yeah.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
I don't know, but they still got Mitchie. They got Najee out of the backfield as a receiver. He's dangerous on the edges.
They got a little white guy too that catches a lot of balls. But
so pass defense, getting pressure, and the secondary is going to be huge. But I think we can get pressure on Mac Jones. He's one of those quarterbacks, those typical Bama quarterbacks from years past, where he just sits in the pocket, doesn't move much. Hasn't felt any pressure all season. So
little AJ McCarron with a little lighter arm. AJ McCarron, just a little more pop in the arm.
Can throw that.
Yeah,
but
but they always got the best O line, and nobody ever gets to them.
But and their O line,
injured center.
They won He is out. Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. He's still injured. He's out for the year.
Dickerson, I think his name is. He's out. So you got an inexperienced center right up the gut.
But he's been playing. I mean, he's been out for a couple games now. So there is some familiarity, between the new center and the lineman. So it might not be that big of a drop off. Talent wise, there's probably a little drop off, but their communication and all that kind of stuff has probably gotten better.
Well, if that's the Buckeyes' strength coming up the middle, that could be a big problem.
I think we're looking at a game that's strength on strength. Like they do well what we do well. So who does it better? Well,
my point is our strength is going against their weakness. You got Garrett and Togiai going against an inexperienced center.
I hope it plays out that way. I'm not sure how much inexperienced they're going to actually be.
Yeah.
Just down a starter, but it is Alabama. Their backup's probably pretty good too. We lost. We were out our right guard, and we had two guys inexperienced come in and played great. We talked about both of them. And even Matthew Jones, man, he fucking battled injury. That's what got what's his name in the game a couple times. He came back in fighting through. Yeah, Paris Johnson. So you're right. I think I would like to think our D line has the advantage if D line is not the COVID issue where we're going to be out 3 or 4 more rotation guys. We don't know who the names are still, but what I heard that recently was the position group that was affected was our D line.
Yeah, I just mentioned that.
Yeah, so our depth. So what's our depth look like? But I did see on the press conference they had Haskell Garrett, Justin Hilliard, and I forget all the other names, but those guys were definitely on the call. So which would lead you to believe Shawn Wade, which would lead you to believe that they're not COVID issues.
Right.
If they were the ones talking to the press.
Depth could be an issue on the D line. Maybe you have your starters, but you still need guys like Antoine Jackson, Jerron Cage, guys like that to provide some rest, for the starters.
When I saw the list last game before Clemson, I saw our DNs out, and I said, "Man, this hurts our depth."
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
Tyler Friday's a huge contributor. I thought, and Baptiste, he
was in there. Baptiste was in there. Harrison's a big loss.
Harrison.
Yeah, because Harrison's getting 30-something snaps a game, and now, boom, those are gone.
Right.
So hopefully we're just. I don't want to. I want to have my guns with us. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't want to get to a point where we got 3 DNs, rotating in and out all game, and they're dead ass tired in the fourth quarter because they're giving it everything they can. They just don't have anymore.
I mean, Larry Johnson doesn't want that either. Obviously that's how he runs his D line. So, did get an interesting quote here from what's his name, Leatherwood, from Alabama's D line or O line.
Yeah, the best lineman.
We're going to see if they want to play football. Got a quote from him today saying that. So I didn't get all the context what that was wrapped around, but seemed like a little bit of a motivational quote. I'll take from it.
Well, I think if you're Cooper or Tyreek Smith, or Togiai or one of those guys, well, I'm about to show you.
The first part of that statement was complimenting the defense, or at least giving appreciation to the talent level over there. But yeah, he was saying, look, they pretty much, they always talk about how they're going to be the tougher team. We think we're going to be the tougher team. We'll see if they want to play with us. I expect nothing else from an Alabama offensive lineman.
Right?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it either.
No, that's just he thinks he thinks he's gonna win this matchup. Our guys better think they're gonna win theirs. So
I don't think
we'll
it's
see.
A giant team motivator, but for the guys that are lining up across from him, they might give him a little bit more. Like, all right, I came to play.
Right.
Yeah, those first couple plays are probably gonna be real physical. Blowing, going past the whistle. Like, I'm here all day, motherfucker. Yeah, me too.
I'm not trying to get around you. I'm trying to go through these first few. Let's just
let's send a message for I expect there to be a run. I think both teams are going to want to run early, and I mean just in theme. Try a deep pass early too, but run pass. But both teams want to send a message, I think. Or they're both going to know, hey, we're both going to be here all day. We'll get to everything as we get to it. We're just going to try a few little. I'd like to see how I say, go a little bit, couple different, go down a couple of different ways of offense. Show them this look, show them fucking 12 personnel, then go empty set.
I like kind of the tempo
just
they were
bounce
going
around a little.
I thought that was well orchestrated. Mix up that tempo, keep them on their toes.
Yeah, exactly. So let's get into these microscopes. Who wants to go first, Jeff?
I tell you what, it's going to be the same. Our interior O line. I'm watching. If Harry Miller comes back, he better play with the effort that Jones.
All right, this week I'm going to make you pick a person. You can't just take the O line and D line.
Okay, Mr. fucking Miller. Name. Mr. Miller. Mr. Harry Miller, my right guard, my fucking hero. Dominate somebody. Dominate your man. Leave big holes for Sermon.
Dominate.
Be a leader.
Dominate the play count, bro. Dominate the snap.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like be the reason we win, not in spite of.
Don't dominate the other team's
not
jersey.
The reason we're first and 15 3 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's my spotlight coming back off of COVID, or I'm assuming it was COVID he was out for. Yeah. If he should be back. They said the people in Columbus had said. I want to see Harry. I want to see him come back. Come back and be a slob. Be a slob to add on to that fraternity of those fucking boys that dominate big games.
Shawn, who do you have on offense?
Well, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Are you taking Justin Fields? Because if you're not, then I
am. I figured that. I just was going to take whoever I had last week, which seemed to work out pretty well for me.
Well, I'm just saying.
I had Sermon and Coop.
Well, I'm even taking if you're going to take Fields, then as long as you mention Sermon, I think Sermon's gonna, kind of like last week. I felt like Fields had a little personal thing with him and Lawrence, and always 1 and 2, and this and that, and last year and what happened.
Okay.
I think Sermon right now, the way he's performing the last 2 weeks, and all the hype and all the love is Najee Harris so badass, whatever.
Sure.
No one talks about this Trey Sermon, and I think Trey may come out to have something to prove. But we need Trey Sermon to have a big game. I don't know if it'll be 200 yards, but it needs to be north of 100. And but we all know we live and die on Justin Fields. So
we need the threat of that run. We need the threat of his running game, at least.
Yeah.
If
Well,
nothing
both.
else.
I mean, Fields has to be a runner too. So it's not just a one-man running show here. That's why I feel really confident in our O-line and in Sermon. That's why I took Sermon. Shawn, I give you Fields.
I'll take Fields.
Just for the record, I'll be keeping an eye on our quarterback as well.
Okay.
See, I mean, I thought we could go somewhere
I don't even have
off the board,
Fields.
except that the best player
I've got
school.
Fields, the bottom 2 ribs. I got those 2. I'm watching.
They get the bottom. I'm gonna go.
I got Justin Fields' spleen.
Okay, I got his kidneys.
I'll cover the hip and the abdominal.
All right, I
Or
got
the
you.
oblique.
I got you down for the abs.
Jesus. Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to go defense. I'm going to go with Coop. I'm sticking with my same picks as last week. They came through for me in a huge way. I like to think that was a good luck charm. Look for Coop getting some pressure early and often. Shawn.
Defense. Oh, that's the wrong fucking piece of paper. Where the fuck did she go?
We're going snake. It was a snake draft.
Oh, here we go. So, right, they just won the Heisman with their receiver, and quarterback was in the Heisman, and also their running back was
finished third, first and third in the voting,
and the running back was 5th ahead of our. They had 3 guys ahead of Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So yeah, struggled through the pick, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with where this career started. Borland. Borland's gonna have to stop Najee Harris.
Wow, that's a good one.
And for the record, after that game, when they're like defensive player of the game and they gave it to Borland, my jaw almost dropped. I didn't see the guy the whole game. I mean, I would have gave it to Hilliard or Werner. Warner's everywhere. I don't put him on this list because he's money. He's gonna fucking show up and he's gonna be everywhere.
He's gonna be
Warner
missed
might be our
next
best
year.
defensive player. I think Pete Warner is our best defensive player.
I think so too.
He's going to be really missed in that defense.
He's the most versatile. He can rush the passer, stop the run, and cover.
But I think Borland is going to have to play a game, and if they're going to give him defensive player of the game for that, then you earn it this week. Then pay that shit forward, bro, because I didn't see no defensive player of the game.
That's right. Jeff, who do you have on defense?
Do you have written down who I picked the last game?
Sure do.
I believe it was our defensive tackles.
Yeah, you had D-line, basically. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll take one in particular player that we need.
Okay.
We need Shawn Wade. We need Shawn Wade to play like
He hasn't played
an elite
D-line,
corner.
dude.
I'm going to I know, Joe. I got to pick one player. If I got to pick one player
Right.
that is going to be a focal point of this game,
He needs
is
a
going to
ball
be
game.
Shawn Wade.
He needs a
He
ball
I
needs-
game.
agree, Jeff.
We're-
That was the
I
other
think our
one
defense
I was between.
our defense will need him to be elite. He wants to be an elite corner, play like Marshawn Lattimore, play like Denzel Ward.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
This is
Have a
game.
game. Have a game,
These
Shawn.
are going to be
Have a game.
dudes. This is a quarterback. I'm with you. This is
You're with
Shawn
it.
Wade. Put up or shut up.
You're a dude. Everybody across from you is going to be a dude. This is it.
Yeah.
You
So
wanna
have
be
a game,
first round,
Shawn.
You want to be a
Have
third
a game.
round. This game decides if you're a first round or a third round. This game.
There's some of those guys, that I watched games, in high school, and him being down here in Florida. I think I watched 3 of his high school games, against IMG and a couple other big schools. So like I kind of the guys that I've watched in high school and then followed through. I kind of have a little more feeling for. I really for his future and his confidence and everything for everything in his life going forward, he needs to show big. I think it would just be so impactful, just big picture for him to have a big game on this stage.
Yeah.
So
all right. So let's get into our final score prediction. Shawn, who do you have?
I got.
I'm sorry.
What's
let me give you the spread. It's spread's 8 and the over/under is 75.
I thought I heard 77, 75.
It came down a little.
Oh wow, it's amazing that you guys just said that. My final score is 76. One's at 75, one's at 77. I didn't know that spread, and my combined score is 76. Anyway, I've got. There's going to be points scored. I think Bama's proven that they can give up some points to some good offenses. I think we keep pace and do that. I do think there'll be some better defense than what everyone's expecting. I don't think it's going to be 50-50, but I got 41-35 in the Buckeyes. I think I'm hoping it goes much like the last time we played Alabama, where that 41-35, that last 7 on that 35 is late and kind of like, hey, we had this shit anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Jeff, your final score.
I don't even want to think about the over under here. I've been having the thought that we're gonna need to score 40 or more. We're gonna need to have 40 something to win. But then I have that where you think it's gonna be outrageous, it's gonna be in the fucking 20s. So I've been kind of going. I've been bouncing both ends. I've been going back and forth. I think we win by 6. 40-34.
Okay, that comes out to 6. All right. I'm going.
God, I don't know though. I could see 28,
lower
25.
scoring. Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit lower. I'm going 38-31 Buckeyes. Yeah, I think maybe the offenses aren't so productive. I definitely would not take the over in this game. So Buckeyes win by 7, and I think it's going to be tighter than Shawn seemed to indicate. I think that last touchdown is going to come down to whoever has the ball last has a chance to tie it up.
I definitely would have that more of a feeling. Whoever's got the ball last, whether it's us down a couple to take the lead, or I think it could be. I think it's gonna be one of those type of games. I think
it's definitely come down to the last possession.
We could be up 6. Like I said, we could be up 6. Mac Jones is driving, and somebody comes up with a batted ball, fucking pick. We stop them on downs, something like that.
Exactly.
But man, we're gonna have our fucking hands full.
Sure.
Our weakness is their strength in that aspect.
This is
that
a football
defensive
game. Right? This is a great. I'm looking for. This is a great game. I wanted the Clemson game. This is a man's game right here.
Barring bullshit COVID, injury, not injuries, but cancellations, people being out. If we're both healthy, we both got all of our guns. I don't see how this game could not be within 14 points at all times. I don't think.
We've been without players throughout the year. A couple.
And we're not the only team. It's not like we're the only team.
So it's going to be. It's not going to change this week. I mean, we're going to be missing a couple players probably.
I just mean anything from outrageously happening to like major contributors at the last minute, like some shit like 2 days from now, Justin Fields and Trey Sermon are out. Some bullshit like that, or 4 offensive linemen starters are gone off the because of contact tracing or some bullshit. Aside from something like that, I know we're gonna have people out, and Alabama's got people out too. I'm sure. I just don't follow them enough to know the roster. But I mean, I don't see how this game. Like I said, I don't think it gets with 2 touchdowns difference the entire game.
Yeah.
I don't see, and I don't see either team just laying an egg. Talent wise, they're equal. Momentum, I think we might have it.
Down.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, and neither team. They're not. There's a reason we're the two of the three best programs in the world. They're not. Yeah, they're not gonna just lay down. But I think we can outfit. I think we can out physical them longer than they can. You know what I mean? I think over time.
I think our
our
defense
depth.
is a little bit better than theirs. Our offenses are close. I think our defense is a little bit better than theirs, even though their average points per game.
They get a lot of points scored on them. Florida at points of that game in the SEC title game, they're at points Florida just fucking knife through butter up and down the field on them. You know, in Florida's had pros. You know, they got a pro throwing to pros. We got a pro throwing to pros. You know, so we can have success. We can have a lot of success on offense. Yeah. It's just a matter of making sure we got more than they do at the end. I guess, you know, just hanging on.
Yeah. All right, folks. That's our breakdown. Hope you've had as good a season as you possibly could. This is it. This is for all the marbles. It's for the belt. Nothing else to do but win the whole fucking thing, right?
That's right.
All right.
I ain't doing nothing else.
That's it. I fucking live. I live for this all year round.
That's right.
Just to see us have this chance.
What a great
if we didn't have
college football for Ohio State.
It is. Yeah. It is. And so many people look at me and they're like, "Fucking Ohio State." I'm like, "Fucking right."
I know. I would hate it too if you were.
And I don't even.
I feel bad. I feel bad for them. I hate it. if we were like Michigan, I'd be like, oh gosh.
So like the late '80s, early '90s, if we were that
again.
Right.
Not even.
All right. Well.
Hey, wait, has Harbaugh signed his extension yet, or is he still waiting on an NFL gig?
I don't know.
In Australia, I think Australian rules football or something.
Right. All right, folks. Thank you for joining us all season. We will be back with a recap of the game next week. Hopefully it's a good one. We'll talk to you later. As always, go Bucks.
Fuck yeah, see you.
Thank you.